What if the very health checkups you thought were keeping you safe could actually push you closer to surgery, stroke, or even cancer? Every year, millions of people over 70 line up for routine medical tests, believing they're making the smart choice for their future. But there's a hidden truth you'll almost never hear from your doctor. Some of these tests don't just fail to extend your life, they can harm it. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 5 common checkups that may sound harmless, but can quietly steal your time, energy, and health. By the end, you'll know exactly which ones to think twice about, and why saying no could be the best decision you ever make for your well-being. Here's what the science says. Recent studies reveal that up to 37% of medical tests given to seniors lead to unnecessary treatments, complications, or lifelong side effects. Even more alarming, 99% of people over 70 have no idea they're being over-tested. And in one shocking case, a single type of scan accounts for an estimated 5% of all cancer cases in the United States, the same rate as drinking alcohol every day. These aren't rare, one-in-a-million situations. They're happening right now in clinics and hospitals across the country to people who simply wanted to be proactive. The truth isn't plastered on billboards or shared in waiting rooms, but the data is there, buried in the research, and today we're going to uncover it together. Bone density scans sound like one of the safest, simplest medical tests you could get. No needles, no pain, just a quick image that tells you if your bones are strong. But after age 70, the story changes. The results almost always show some loss in bone density, not because you're in danger, but because it's a natural part of aging, just like wrinkles or gray hair. Too often, these numbers push seniors into taking medications like bisphosphonates, which can trigger jawbone death, severe acid reflux, and brittle fractures. A large study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed over 1,200 women in this age group and found that medication reduced fracture risk by just 0.3% over 5 years. The side effects, however, were far more common and often life-altering. In many cases, strength training, vitamin D, and calcium-rich foods protect bones far better than pills. For active, fall-free seniors, lifestyle may be the safer and more effective choice than chasing a better scan result. Brain MRIs for mild memory loss can be just as misleading. When you're over 70 and start forgetting names or misplacing keys, fear kicks in, and doctors often order an MRI to find answers. But most of what they find are normal age-related changes like slight shrinkage or harmless white matter spots. In a review of over 3,000 MRI scans of older adults, 86% showed abnormalities, yet only 3% revealed a treatable condition. The other 97% led to needless panic, extra tests, or even invasive procedures like spinal taps and brain biopsies, without improving memory. One patient stopped driving and socializing after an MRI suggested possible changes, only to later learn his brain was perfectly normal for his age. Unless there are severe symptoms like seizures or sudden personality shifts, simple cognitive tests are safer and more useful first steps than high-powered imaging that can cause more fear than clarity. The cardiac stress test is often prescribed to seniors who mention feeling a bit tired, slightly short of breath, or just not like they used to be. It sounds logical. Monitor the heart while walking on a treadmill to check for blocked arteries. But in adults over 70 without clear symptoms of heart disease, this test has a false positive rate as high as 40%. That means a large number of people are told something is wrong when it isn't. Those false alarms often lead to angiograms, stent placements, or even bypass surgeries, all of which carry risks like bleeding, kidney damage from contrast dye, and prolonged hospital stays. A major JAMA cardiology study found that more than half of stents placed after stress test referrals were in patients who had no improvement in survival or quality of life. In many cases, fatigue in older adults is caused by dehydration, poor sleep, or reduced muscle mass, not blocked arteries. Safer first steps include a resting EKG or a coronary calcium scan, which can reveal serious risks without pushing someone into unnecessary and potentially dangerous interventions. Colonoscopy is widely seen as the gold standard for detecting colon cancer, but after age 70, and especially after 75, the risks start to outweigh the benefits for many people. The PrEP alone can cause dehydration and dizziness, the sedation can impair brain function, and the procedure itself carries risks of bleeding or bowel perforation. A study of over 1.3 million Medicare patients found that for every 1,000 colonoscopies done in people over 75, only 2 lives were saved, while more than 20 people suffered serious complications. Many polyps found at this age are small, slow-growing, and unlikely to cause harm during a person's lifetime. In healthy seniors, less invasive options like the FIT stool test can detect most concerning cases without sedation or bowel prep. For those without symptoms or a strong family history of colon cancer, sticking with non-invasive screening may be far safer than another trip to the endoscopy suite. Full-body CT scans may sound like the ultimate preventive tool, catching cancer or hidden disease before symptoms appear. But these scans deliver massive doses of radiation, up to the equivalent of 500 chest X-rays in a single session. For adults over 70, that exposure, combined with the high rate of false positives, can be dangerous. Harmless nodules or cysts are often flagged as suspicious, leading to repeat scans, biopsies, or even surgeries. A 2023 JAMA internal medicine study suggests that as many as 5% of all cancers in the U.S. could be linked to CT scan radiation, putting it on par with alcohol as a cancer-causing factor. One 80-year-old patient had a small lung nodule spotted on a full-body scan that led to a biopsy, which collapsed part of his lung and required months of recovery, all for something benign. Experts agree, without specific symptoms like unexplained weight loss or coughing up blood, full-body CT scans offer no proven survival benefit and can open the door to a cascade of harmful, unnecessary interventions. 5 tests: bone density scans, brain MRIs for mild memory loss, cardiac stress tests without clear symptoms, colonoscopies in older adults without risk factors, and full-body CT scans in healthy seniors. All share the same hidden problem. They sound like smart, proactive choices, but in people over 70, they often lead to false alarms, unnecessary treatments, and side effects that can last a lifetime. Bone density scans frequently push people toward risky medications for natural, age-related changes. Brain MRIs can turn normal findings into sources of anxiety and invasive procedures. Cardiac stress tests in low-risk seniors often spark a chain of interventions that don't improve survival. Colonoscopies at advanced ages can cause more harm than the slow-growing cancers they aim to detect. And full-body CT scans can create both physical harm from radiation and emotional harm from overdiagnosis. The takeaway is clear: modern medicine is powerful, but it's not always the answer. After 70, prevention is less about chasing numbers on a screen and more about maintaining strength, balance, good nutrition, quality sleep, and meaningful daily activity. The smartest choice is to question whether a test will truly change your life for the better, or simply pull you into a medical cycle you never needed. Less can sometimes protect you more, and the most effective health plan is one that keeps you active, confident, and living fully. Staying healthy after 70 doesn't always require more tests. It often means focusing on daily habits that strengthen your body and mind. Weight-bearing exercises like walking or resistance training help protect bones and improve balance. A diet rich in vegetables, lean protein, and calcium supports long-term vitality. Prioritizing quality sleep, staying hydrated, and engaging in mentally stimulating activities keep your brain sharp. Regular checkups with a trusted doctor, only when symptoms arise, ensure you get care that truly benefits your life. Now it's your turn. Have you or someone you love ever gone through a medical test that led to unnecessary worry, treatment, or side effects? What happened, and what did you learn from it? Share your story in the comments so others can learn from real experiences, not just statistics. We read and respond to every comment, offering personalized tips when we can. Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to make a safer, more informed decision about their own health. Let's start an honest conversation that could help protect lives.